And welcome back to the Hot Lap. We are talking controversial skid blocks on the eve of the Las Vegas Grand Prix weekend. Yep, we've had Media Day, and now we have controversial skid blocks. They're kind of back. So if we go back a whole year, all the way back to the United States Grand Prix at COTA 2023, Lewis Hamilton was disqualified, I think, along with Charles Leclerc, because of their skid blocks. Their skid blocks have been worn too much, and skid blocks are the talk of the day on the Media Day Thursday. As you can see here from motorsport.com, the FIA is clamping down on what they seem to be a skid block loophole for Las Vegas. So they've issued this technical directive, and it's going to clamp down for Formula One teams exploiting this loophole. Yeah, Formula One loophole. They kind of go together, don't they? In rules over what is their plank wear. Now, motorsport.com, this is as this article is from, it understands the technical directives. It removes freedoms, some freedoms at least, provided by an earlier directive, and this is to help preserve the plank by installing supporting skid blocks on the floor. So, under these current regulations, teams have been trying to run their cars. Understandably, the lower you get, the better your car is in terms of aerodynamics. Yes, you do get that bouncing though. And it's when, obviously, the car hits the floor where you get those very dramatic sparks. So they want to run their cars as low as possible to the ground, extracting that maximum downforce, better lap time, while trying to stay, though, within this 1mm tolerance of wear from the floor. Now, to help prevent wear around the four holes, these four holes the FIA measures, the teams are allowed to install metal skid blocks around areas where they're going to expect the most wear. A previous technical directive gave teams further scope to add supportive skids, also known as satellite skids. Yeah, we'll be getting technical now, on the plank to further away from the four measuring points. The support skids were understood to be legal as long as they didn't have the same vertical stiffness as the main skids, but they didn't reference thickness. And herein lies the interesting bit. So, in recent weeks, some teams, including Ferrari, but not Red Bull's other rival McLaren, were deemed to have taken advantage of the provision to go beyond what is intended and come up with what is thicker protections that help maintain these skid marks. The FIA, motorsport.com understands that Red Bull again, telling on people, but let's be honest, everyone tells on everyone these days in Formula One. It's a lot easier to tell on someone to rein their speed back in than to try and find speed. And Red Bull is no stranger to it, but to be fair, nor is McLaren, Ferrari, or Mercedes, So Red Bull flagged the issue with the FIA just after the Brazilian Grand Prix. The FIA accepted Red Bull's argument that Ferrari and some of the other teams are exploiting this loophole in the rules. Now, rather than wait until Qatar to give the teams more time to react, it therefore issued what is a technical directive that is active with immediate effect starting from this weekend's Las Vegas Grand Prix. The directive effectively states that the reference allowing these additional protective skids, let's say, which means teams were likely to take the extra margin with their ride heights to reduce the risk of exceeding wear. These skids that I'm reading here protect against wear, so it's like putting the skids on a skateboard, so to speak. And that last led to the disqualification, as we know, of Mercedes and Charles Leclerc. Now, having to raise the front ride heights of the car by 1mm, it's believed to be worth anywhere from half a tenth to a quarter of a tenth, which could make a difference on 2024's tight grid. And that's half a tenth to quarter of a tenth. Yeah, that's pole position, maybe. The difference over the course of a race, maybe not so much. But there we go. And that's where these controversial skid blocks come in. That's what we wanted to talk about in what is this short video as we head into the Las Vegas Grand Prix. If you liked what you saw, please give us a subscribe. That would be absolutely greatly appreciated. Until then though, stay safe, stay tuned for our weekend coverage of the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Who's going to win? I have absolutely no idea. Speak soon. Stay safe. I've said that twice.